Game 150, Nick. Did you? No, I'll start. I like the batting locking. I made that. I'll ask you a question we should have asked Mark in the crowd the other day. Game 150, mate. Congratulations. Did you ever think it? What did you ever get there, basically?
No, I think when you first come here, your main goal is to play a game initially, and then play your 50 games, and 100 games is a big one. But then making it 150 to become a life member, it's a great honour to be, part of that little club at this football club. But also, you get 2 free tickets to every game as well from now on. So I'm pretty stoked with that as well.
Tell us about the comeback, Nick, from the injury. Has it gone better than you actually thought it would? Your games, especially in the last 2, have been pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think so. I've always been pretty confident in coming back and playing some good footy because I've had that extended break, and I think if I came back the end of last year, I wouldn't have been as confident probably. So, yeah, I've been playing some good footy on limited minutes, but yeah, that'll slowly progress, and I look forward to the challenges for the rest of the year.
Now you ask, were you a realistic chance of finals last year, or was that a bit of a smokescreen?
Yeah, no, I was pushing for it, but then I could think the way things panned out. Yeah, I sat down with the strength and conditioning guys, and they said the risk was, it's too risky. So, yeah, I was pretty disappointed because I wanted to be a part of it. But looking back now, I'm probably, it's probably a better decision that I didn't play.
Nick, you're playing about 56% of game time now. How much do you think you could play, or would you like to play?
Yeah, that was all part of the agreement, I guess, to coming straight back into the AFL side. I think the strength and conditioning guys sat down with a bit of a monthly plan and said, just to, I guess, avoid any further injury to, things like your quads or hammies and things like that, or my knee again, is just to manage my minutes for the first few weeks and then progress from there. So I think every player wants to play 100 minutes or so, or 200, 120 minutes, but yeah, I'll just slowly progress that as the weeks go on.
When do you think you'll reassess that? Is it another week? Look at it again?
Yeah, we'll go through this week and I'll play a little bit more game time, but then next week, yeah, I'll work out a bit of a plan. Obviously, having 2 ruckmen in Scotty Lycett as well on the field, my time has to be limited to some extent. Some clubs only play the one standalone ruckman so they can play the full amount, but with us, we think we work pretty well with what we do and working in tandem, so we've got to kind of share that load throughout the game.
You're currently 6th in hitouts in the league, and that's only just over half a game. What does it mean to you to still be an elite ruckman coming back in?
Yeah, it's something I pride myself on. I do a lot of work behind closed doors on that. That's something that I spend most of my time doing, tapping footies to the players or tapping in the rubbish bins, twice a week. So for me, it's not really a surprise. It's something that I get paid to do that, and that's my job, to hit the ball and have soft hands. So that's like Josh Kennedy going out there and kicking his goals. So yeah, I'm not too surprised with some of that stuff.
It's all about timing, isn't it, Nick? Timing the lead, timing, make sure you're at the top and using the palm. Because Stewie Dew said yesterday to the midfields, the Gold Coast, what you need to watch is Nic Naitanui hands. So
yeah,
is it all a case of working on your timing?
Yeah, it is. I think coming in as a kid, I was pretty blessed to have Coxie here, and he probably taught me a bit of that stuff. And it's about trying to be physical. Being in the ruck, you've got to be a real strong guy and hit some bigger bodies around 100, 120 kilos. But at the same time, you're expected to have soft hands as well. So it's a tough thing to teach. But yeah, I was lucky enough to be coached by him for a number of years. And it is the jump and the meeting the ball at the highest point, but then having that soft touch where some ruckmen are able to do it, some still learning to do it. But yeah, it's a pretty tough skill to teach and to learn as well.
You've carried a high profile since the day you arrived at the footy club, 150 games on. How have you handled that, and how's the challenge been being Nic Naitanui, not just another footballer?
Yeah, I think it's become a way of life now. I guess when I started coming through the draft and playing at Swan Districts, my name started getting out there a bit, and people started recognising some of the stuff I was doing on the field. And yeah, I think you lose that privacy straight away, and you just have to kind of fall into that role. So it's become the norm now. It's part of my everyday life. I put in a plan every day with what I do and where I go. So yeah, it's nothing too dissimilar.
Nick, how many selfies do you reckon you get asked for every day?
Yeah, a fair few. I think, yeah, I spent New Year's at Rottnest last year, and I think I had more selfies than the Quackers this year. So, yeah, whether it's selfies or photos, yeah, I look back at it sometimes. Sometimes it is frustrating and annoying, but there's worse things you could be doing, and I think having that in the back of my mind, someone asking for a photo isn't as bad as someone coming and abusing me. So I'll take that any day.
Have you ever said no to anybody?
I have. Sometimes I'm in a real rush and I've said no, or there's situations where I don't think getting photos are appropriate, but most people take it really well. There's always the odd few that think you're arrogant or or something like that, but you can't please everyone, so it's just the way it goes.
Have you learnt anything off someone that you've tried to develop on over the time?
Yeah, I guess just through our coaches and some of the senior players we've had here over the years. Matt Prittis was a good one as well. John Worsfold as well. He had a rule with not wearing sunglasses at school kids' clinics and things like that because he wants you to show that respect and look people in the eye. So little things like that, and just I guess just the appreciation for the game and how much the fans and supporters get out of it. I think I said the other week that footy is an escape for some people as well. It's their 2 hours of escaping some of their harsh realities that they might face throughout the week. So for me to give up some of my time, like some people have done for me in the past, it's not such a big deal.
Just quickly on the LED signage, we saw Blitz and Tui get cut on the weekend. Is that something your side's aware of, and is it worrying as a player?
Yeah, we saw it on the weekend. Obviously, it's not a great thing to see, but I think that the ground's had a look at it now and they put some covering over the top of that. So we're going to play a fair few games there this year, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. It's pretty rare to see two guys run into it and get cut open pretty badly, but yeah, it probably shouldn't have happened in the first place, but it's good to see that the AFL's really pushed for them to do something about it.
Nick, have you noticed that the ground is a bit lower compared to the MCG and EDA when it comes to the fence?
Yeah, it is. I think we only realised that when we had a practice match at the start of the year there, that the first level doesn't really start till it's at my head height. So it's a lot different to every other ground because normally you can, I guess, fall over the top of the screens or what you could have done here at Subi. So it'll take a bit of adjusting, but I think the natural instinct is to use your hands to brace any impact or fall. So hopefully these new covers stop that.
Were you conscious of the fence when at a stoppage, say on the boundary line, conscious when you had to leap and the fact that the fence was fairly close?
Nah. I think for myself at the moment, I think most footballers out there just worried about the footy. The fence and everything outside comes secondary. So so there's going to be guys who's going to hit it throughout the year, but hopefully it's not with any force and they don't have to get stitches like Blitzars did.
You never thought they looked a bit different or dangerous before now?
No, I noticed how bright they were. I think they're brighter, but no, I don't see them as a danger. I think it just adds to the spectacle of what is Optus Oval.
Just on the field, Nick, Simo mentioned during the pre-season that he hopes to get at least another 3 years out of you. How about yourself? Fans would probably love to see you play a lot longer than that. Where do you think your body's placed and how long do you think you can play for?
Yeah, hopefully. I'd love to say a lot longer than that. But I'll just see how my body holds up over the next few years. I haven't really thought that too far ahead. I think for me it was just about getting back and playing footy again. So I'll reassess at the end of the year how my body's feeling and how my role might differ or change. But you can't play forever.
The 18 months out of the game, could that extend in terms of the amount of age that you play until? Could that extend that out a bit, given that as fresh as you are?
To be honest, I've got no idea. I probably have to sit down with the strength and conditioning guys and ask them. They'd probably have more of the answers, but I'd like to say I'd hope so, but who knows.
What's been the hardest part of getting back into the field after 18 months out?
I think the physical stuff was pretty tough initially. I guess learning how to walk and run again was pretty hard. I was getting around in the little wheelchair in my house for a little while, and that was probably the hardest part. But once I was up and going, I think the mental side of it and the confidence of jumping again, being a ruckman, you've got to jump and have that contact on your knees in the middle of the ground. So that was the biggest challenge, and I think playing it in the waffle and then playing round one just gave me that sense of confidence that it's still pretty good and stronger than ever.
Are you looking to have any issues on Saturday?
Am I looking to have any issues? I hope not. I don't know. I think every game there's some issues, some challenges, but we've just got to find a way to overcome those.
Have you had a look at the Dockers game?
I did. So we've watched that as a team, but I also got a chance to watch it the day before as well, before our game. So we'll take a bit of stuff out of what they did against the Gold Coast, but I'm sure they'll try and rectify that against us. So who knows what they're going to bring.
And Nick, your dear late mum would be pretty proud of you, wouldn't she? The fact that you got back, playing 150th life member of the club. Yeah,
that's probably a sad part, I guess, not having my mum with me for my 150th. I've got my brother and whatnot here to kind of support me along in that respect. But I guess she's been there through the whole journey and the hardships of what I faced early days, and then to see me get to this point, I guess there's not too many of us boys who got drafted in that one street to get to 150. So I'm the first of the lot. So I reckon she'll be really proud.
So you got your brothers and then your little nephews will be causing mayhem with that?
Yeah, so I was asked if they wanted to run out with me on game day, but yeah, nah, those kids belong in the stand. So I'm sure they're gonna live stream it back home, back in Fiji as well. So for them to see my 150th, you know, they're all happy and they've been calling me all week. So yeah, it's exciting for everyone as a whole.
So is that different? Do they usually back home? Do they usually see your games? How does it work?
In Fiji, they got the Australian network channel, so they get one game of footy a week. But it normally is like a Collingwood game or something like that. They don't tend to show the Western teams. It's normally the bigger, you know, Sydney's, the Collingwoods, the Friday night footies as well. So hopefully we can get a few more of those time slots so that people back in Fiji don't forget who I am.
What's your home? What's it called? The area?
Suavo is my village. So yeah, my village will be watching. It's going to be a late one for them. They're a couple of hours ahead. So. But yeah, they'll stay awake to watch it. Hopefully they've got power. There's a little cyclone that just went through there, so it knocked out a few of the houses' power and stuff. But they'll find a way.
And who's going to cheer you off, Nick?
I don't think anyone can hold me up. It's nice to get some of the bigger guys out of the crowd to come and lift me off. But I'll be lifting Lecker up. I think I don't really look to get chaired off in 150. I think guys like Lecker 200 is a big milestone, and I think more so it's good to see someone like that play their 200 with some of the trials he's been through. And yeah, I think the day will be more about Lacroix than what it is for me, I reckon.
Just toughest opponent for you, I suppose you've taken on big blokes that don't jump so much, but they're strong as an ox, as opposed to maybe the more athletic ones. Yeah,
early days I'd say Dean Cox wasn't the most friendly guy at training. He used to hit me around a fair bit. That was always a tough challenge, but looking back I thank him for that. Brendan Lade was always a tough opponent as well, and obviously the standout Aaron Sandland's just the guy doesn't move at times, and you know, as a skinny little kid coming into the AFL system, you learn pretty quickly that you're playing AFL when you're coming up against someone like that.